Now, y'all probably didn't believe it when Coolio ass was saying that it was such thing as the Illuminati. But I bet you believe Mariah.
Hello, black hole. See this brother winning, man. Hey, look, what is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? What is your win, babe?
If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our Miss Chi shades. Now, we don't have them in stock right now, but they are on the way and they will be here shortly. So if you would like to pre-order some, go on over there and check them out. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Mariah Carey's The Meaning of Mariah. Ooh, I'm sweating like a fat rat in the cheese. Many reasonable people have questioned why I married Tommy, but none of them questioned the decision more than I did. I knew I would lose more power as a person, and I was already completely suffocated emotionally in the relationship. We were equally yoked to each other through the music and the business. However, the personal power dynamic between us was never equal. He convinced me that everything would be better if we were married, that things would be different. But what I really hoped was that he would be different. That if I gave him this thing he so adamantly wanted, this marriage, that I believed he thought I would legitimize him or quell chatter about him having an affair with an artist on the label. He saw a young girl with a talent. He's in the business, so he knows good talent or great talent. And one of you guys told me that he's married to another artist named Thea. I believe that he wanted to marry her because he wanted to snatch her off the market. You know how it is when you go into the club, right? You're a brand new girl in the club or the neighborhood or wherever, right? At the job, wherever. And then you got all these dudes clamoring around. You know, they talking about you. You don't know it, but they didn't put a cheap dollar bet on your ass. You don't know it. And all the dudes are basically like, let me get her. Let me get her first before all these other ninjas get her and then mess her up. Let me get her and let me be the first person to mess her up before all the other ninjas get her to mess her up. That's the feeling that I get from Tommy Mozzarella. Oh, we named Tommy Mottola Tommy Mozzarella because he's so oily, like the cheese. Marriage that I believed he thought I would legitimize him or quell chatter about him having an affair with his artist on a label. It would change him. I was never completely sure why he wanted to get married so badly. I prayed that in doing so, he would calm down and loosen his vice grip on my life. I hoped maybe he would trust his wife and let her breathe. Answer no, no, ding, no. I was in my early 20s, just a few years removed from the shack, okay? That was the place that her and her mother lived, okay? Some rinky-dink joint with a tin roof, right? And the concept of a life that included both personal and professional fulfillment was unfathomable to me. I truly believed that I was not worthy of both happiness and success. I was accustomed to making all my life choices based on survival. Oh, my God. You better say that, Mariah. When I tell y'all I am so grateful for this book, y'all have no idea. Mariah Carey's book has just given me the strength to do something that, man, I never had the courage to do. I thank all of you lambs. I just thank you guys for recommending this book, because this book did give me power. Hey, little butterfly, I see you though, girl. You ain't giving up no tea on yourself, girl. I mean, goddamn, you done married this man, but you ain't never had no sex. You can't tell me about none of your boyfriends. Nothing. For the wedding, of course, I was inspired by Princess Diana. Oh my God, that was the most beautiful white woman in the world to me when I was a little girl. Of course, I was inspired by Princess Diana, who wasn't. She was an inspiring figure. I loved that wedding, and really, it was the only reference point for how a wedding should look. I didn't grow up looking at bridal magazines. And besides, the royals know how to throw a good wedding, obviously. The guest list included heavy hitters from Barbra Streisand to Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley, child, because you know they was married. Remember that song? It's my theme song. Uptown girl, I know you're living in your uptown world. Even Ozzy Osbourne. Why would you have his bat blood eating ass there? And Dick Clark. To top it all off, his best man was Robert De Niro. You say, well, Robert De Niro? Ooh, noodles. Robert De Niro. Ooh, that's a dilemma. That's a dilemma. So I'm fitting to marry this man, Tommy Mozzarella, but his best man is Robert De Niro. I don't think she was black enough for Robert De Niro. To top it all off, his best man was Robert De Niro. Though my bridesmaids included my longtime and trusted friends, Josephine and Clarissa, they brought me no comfort. No one could. I was deathly afraid. Yeah, because you was about to marry a piece of cheese. There was a star-studded reception at the Metropolitan Club. I liked the venue because it had MC monogrammed everywhere. But we didn't mention that to TM. I was exhausted. It had taken so much energy just to plan the thing and then get through it. The night before, I'd had a girls only sleepover at the Mark Hotel. I was clearly conflicted. My friends knew I didn't even really believe in the institution of marriage. And yet, here I was, about to put on this major show with a man who was already showing dangerous signs professionally and personally. He would become my next of kin. This stifling hot mess of a relationship that I was already in with him would only become more foul and imbalanced. You don't have to do this, they all said, but I truly believed I had to. I saw no way out. I didn't know what else to do. I'd learned how to endure disappointment and carry on to make the best of things and keep working. I certainly knew how to live with fear. I didn't know life without fear. Tommy and I pulled off the wedding. The next day, we flew to Hawaii. As I've said, our mutual love of music, ambition, and power was completely intertwined with our personal relationship. Music was the relationship, but try as we might, that couldn't make it a marriage. I sincerely believed in my heart I would be with Tommy forever, but my sanity and soul would not surrender to my heart. And the marriage swiftly began to harm me on an emotional and spiritual level. The control and imbalance of power in our relationship accelerated. My manager was a childhood friend of his. His preferred security was the tough guy he idolized from his school days, even though I towered over him when in heels. One night, Tommy and I were out with a group of friends and major music executives in a beautiful lit dining room in an Italian restaurant that served unforgettable warm faraka and was frequented by music industry Illuminati. What? That's not my words, that's her words. Okay, it's that right here. Here right here. That right there, that highlighted part, it says Illuminati. That's not my words, they're her words, okay? What did the Mariah do? Little butterfly? You just confirmed the bullshit. You know, nobody wants to believe that the Illuminati is true. Do I think it's a group of freaks or whatever it is going on, you know, in a wide shut room somewhere? Do I think they round there doing little pledges and stuff? I do. And I think Will Smith, yeah, I think they got his ass to play in that movie 6 Degrees of Separation, and ain't nobody showed him no respect since then. Because remember, after that 6 Degrees of Separation, that was his first movie. Now all of a sudden he in Independence Day, okay? So I don't know what the hell is going on, you know, around there, but I know it's true, all right? Because why? Mariah Carey just confirmed that it's a such thing as the Illuminati. Now, y'all probably didn't believe it when Coolio ass was saying that it was a such thing as the Illuminati, but I bet you believe Mariah. The mid-90s were an exciting era in music, and I was part of a pioneering generation of innovative young artists, songwriters, producers, and executives. We were intent on making a new kind of sound based in R&B and rap, but unrestricted by old formats and formula. Girl, that's called the remix. So let me tell y'all what happened. Before all these rappers were singing their own songs, whether they sound good or not, right? You would do collaborations with R&B artists. Okay? And I mean, it was on fire. Okay? And I know you like, well, why did they need R&B artists when they can sing themselves? I don't know how we got to a point where rappers like Future and who is this, 21 Savage and Drake, okay, could actually sing their own hooks. That's crazy to me. Back then, you would call up an Usher to sing your hook, a Mary J. Blige to sing your hook, a Mariah Carey to sing your hook, okay? And it was off the chain. You hear me? That thing was rocking. That's why I say the best era of R&B outside of old school would definitely be the 90s. We were playing with new technologies and irrevertibly blending fluid melodies and gritty hip-hop aesthetics and energy. See, this is the point where I'm like, Mariah, you doing too much. You don't have to say all this. You don't have to say all this because reading, it's a very hard read, Mariah. And if you write us another book, because girl, Little Butterfly, I know you're watching Little Butterfly, because all of a sudden now you're doing a book club on Tuesday. The music we were making was raw and smooth at the same time. And we were the only ones who knew how to make it work. It was our sound, a reflection of our time and our sensibilities. My former manager was also with us at the restaurant. The conversation drifted to Puffy, a.k.a. Sean, a.k.a. P. Diddy, who had recently left Uptown Records, where he'd started as an intern, eventually becoming head of A&R. Now, he already had his own record label, Bad Boy, and his star artist, Biggie, was all over the radio and beginning to spread all over a generation. Although Thick Thighs Diddy, ooh, I can't stand that devil. Ooh, I can't stand that demon, Diablo. No, wait a minute. Diablo is Clive Davis, but that's another Diablo, right? But he did rock the 90s, regardless of how I feel about his thighs rubbing together and his knees knocking. He did rock the 90s, and I will not take that away from him, okay? Even though his knees was knocking and his thighs was rubbing together. The then head of Epic Records turned to me and asked, so what do you think of this guy, Puffy? What do you think is going on with him? Do you like his music? Oh, Lord. Before I even read forward, we know this is going to be drawn. you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves you babies. Please be safe. Continue to wear your mask and have a good one.